Before you register for anything or spend a single dollar, I want to make absolutely sure you know exactly what costs to expect. We're talking no surprises here, no fine print, just the complete, full picture. So, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're literally putting everything on the table so you can be fully and completely prepared. For this explainer, we're going to be following the expert guidance of Mel from KMI Virtual Solutions. Now, I want you to think of her as your protective guide through this whole process. Honestly, it's kind of like having a financial advisor who actually has your best interest at heart. She's pulling back the curtain today, not to scare anyone, but to empower you. Her goal and our goal right now is total transparency. We're going to walk through exactly what you need to know about the money side of things before you take another step in your remote work journey. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. Today, we're covering one-time startup costs, ongoing monthly expenses, understanding platform fees, your return on investment, keeping your costs low, and finally, the reality check. By breaking all of this down step by step, we're taking away the anxiety and the mystery so you can confidently map out your budget. So, let's start with a beautifully simple concept. Imagine a perfectly clean whiteboard. We're going to categorize your expenses into two very distinct columns. You've got your one-time costs on the left and your ongoing costs on the right. Keeping these separated in your mind is step one to managing a smart, effective business budget.
All right, let's jump into the first category, one-time startup costs.
These are the things you only pay for once. Now take a breath and mentally prepare, because this is where a lot of folks assume they need to drop thousands of dollars. But the absolutely crucial point here is that these costs can actually be incredibly low. First up is your equipment. Look, if you already have a qualifying computer, a basic USB headset, and a wired Ethernet connection, your equipment cost might literally be zero. The goal is to spend as little as possible just to meet the requirements. Second is a background check. Depending on the client program you end up choosing, this might be required, but it's typically a really minimal one-time fee. And third, certification or training costs. Again, some programs have a training fee, but definitely not all of them. KMI makes sure you understand exactly what applies to your specific program before you ever make a commitment.
Okay, moving right along to ongoing monthly expenses.
Let's see how this builds into your regular routine, because these are the costs that will continue as long as you're actively working. First on the list is your internet. Now, you're probably already paying for Wi-Fi in your home, right? So this might not even feel like a new bill. But you absolutely must ensure your current plan meets the platform's connection requirements. If you have to upgrade your speed or add a wired connection, you'll just need to factor that into your monthly budget. Second is the platform fee, which we're going to unpack deeply in just a second. And finally, occasional headset replacement. A headset isn't a forever purchase, you know? You'll need a budget for replacements down the road, but honestly, if you take care of your gear, this is a very infrequent cost.
Now let's address what is often the elephant in the room, understanding platform fees.
This is the part that catches people off guard if they don't know about it going in. So let's just remove the mystery and look at this calmly. A platform fee is simply a standard service fee charged by service provider platforms for access to their client programs and infrastructure. I want to be perfectly clear with you right now, this is not a red flag. It's just the cost of doing business on an independent contractor platform. The fee structure itself does vary by platform and program, but what really matters here is that KMI ensures you know the exact fee structure up front. This way, you can confidently factor it into your income planning from day one. No hidden surprises.
All right, let's pivot to your return on investment.
Let's shift our energy from what you're spending to what you're actually building. Look, every single business has startup costs and ongoing expenses, but what actually matters is the payoff. This is where your doubt should turn into pure motivation. The startup investment for this pathway is significantly lower than starting almost any other business out there, and the return is incredibly real for those who commit to it. You get paid training, which means your income starts early, like before you even finish the learning process. You get a steady, reliable payout schedule on the 1st and 15th of the month. You're building a flexible, scalable work-from-home income that you control. And honestly, the best part? Your income grows as your hours and your clients increase. You are the one who decides how big this gets.
Next up, keeping your costs low.
Because we want to see you maximize that return as fast as possible, let's look at how to keep these costs to an absolute minimum. I want you to know my goal here isn't for you to impress anyone with a fancy office setup. My goal is for you to spend as little as possible. So let's walk through these protective strategies. Step 1. Use your existing equipment. Before you buy a single item, check what you already own against the requirements. Step 2. Buy affordable and refurbished. You do not need the absolute best, most expensive laptop on the market to do this work. You just need one that meets the minimum requirements. A solid, refurbished laptop does the job perfectly. And step 3, and I am being very firm and protective here, do not overbuy at the beginning. Please do not go out and purchase dual monitors, expensive upgraded headsets, or extra accessories before you have completed training and actually started earning.
Which brings us to a quote that really needs to be your new mantra. Start lean. Earn first. Upgrade later. Let that sink in for a second. You want to upgrade your setup with money you have already made, not money you're just hoping to make. This is the absolute ultimate rule for smart independent contractors.
And that leads us to our final section, the reality check. Going in with a clear, realistic budget isn't being pessimistic, you guys. It's just being smart. So let's look at the actual bottom line number you need to get started. $8 to $50. Just pause and let that reality land for a second. Based on experience, if you're smart and you follow the strategies we literally just outlined, this is what you will need to get started. $8 to $50. Knowing these exact facts, managing your expenses, and making decisions based on data rather than feelings is exactly how you treat this like a real business from day one. Because the agents who succeed, they are the ones who know their numbers.
To help you do exactly that, your immediate next step is to download the KMI cost breakdown sheet provided in your materials. Review your budget carefully. Seriously, do not rush this process. Following these instructions is how you move the right way instead of the rushed way. Which leaves us with one final provocative question I want you to ask yourself. Are you financially prepared to build steady? Before you take the very next step, use that breakdown sheet, fill out your budget planning line, and truly get to know your numbers. Because when you start smart, you build steady. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you feel fully equipped to move forward with absolute confidence.